Hi Aquarius, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? My name is Marlissa. This is At Word from Mars Tarot. Thank you for being here. This is your bonus reading. So it's just a general reading. Whatever comes out, comes out. All right. I believe yeah. So what happened was your views were up there the past 2 weeks. However, it was like because you would have been got a bonus reading, but what had happened was is like last week your video went up, and so then I guess people must have went back to the other one, and so both of them are higher than 100. But it wasn't like that when I was actually like when it was time to do your readings for last week. So anyway, I said while I have under 100 subscribers, if videos reach 100 plus views, I will give you all a bonus reading, and then I'll just continue to increase that. So we're almost at 100 subscribers. Thank you. I feel like there might be a heavy Aquarian collective here. I'm not quite sure. But I am, appreciative that, we're getting there. I feel like I've been consistent for about like a month and a half, or maybe soon. Well, yeah, because like in another week and a half, it'll be like 2 months. So um, I'm grateful for, you all. All right. So, Aquarius, there are a lot of signs that I see here. Either they are here or intuitively I feel like they're here, okay? So you have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, heavy on the Cancer, energy. You have Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So you have fire sign and water signs here. Heavy on the Leo. And then you have, I feel like Gemini here too. Facing fears, gentleness, rebirth, and Scorpio. So yeah, heavy water sign energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Then we have Sagittarius, Aries, and then heavy Leo. All right. So the overall, well, actually, before I even say the overall energy of the spread, Aquarius, what I will say here is that like you guys are fixed signs. So even though y'all can be like adventurous and you can be spontaneous, that's what I'll say. You all do not like change. You like things your way or the highway very much so. It's strict around here. Like, I don't know, it's so crazy because Aquariuses are so fun, but it's definitely strict around that motherfucker too. Like, don't get it twisted. So I feel like you're really being called to be open to change because there is something that is significantly changing in your life. Like, and it's happening quickly. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to clarify to find out what it is, but you're going to know what it is, okay? Um so the overall energy of the spread is this Chariot card. So you may be coming together with someone and y'all are very different and you're gonna be working towards a goal, okay? But this is all about control, willpower, and determination. And whatever decision you're making, like when you're moving forward, there is no going back. That's something that I recently learned about the Chariot too, but it makes sense because think about seeing movies, excuse me, and there being like horses and stuff. They don't be like, oh, reverse. Like, you can't do that. So, and they're usually like in movies moving fast, all right? So this is for a sign of Cancer. Some of you all could be moving on from a Cancer, moving towards a Cancer. The sign does not have to matter, but it's an energy of moving forward and moving quickly. And there's somebody who's usually steering, all right? Like taking on, what are those things called? I can't even, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, so there's something happening and it's happening quickly, and you are taking control and using your willpower to go forward. So you also may be moving on from somebody or something. Could be a Scorpio, but you may be moving on from something and it's hard for you uh, because you're having to use your control and your willpower to move forward. It's not something that is like easy, is what I would say, but it's happening quickly. Okay. You may be being called to embody the energy of the Queen of Wands, which is somebody who is very confident and, passionate. They're very optimistic. If this is not you, Aquarius, maybe you are being called to collaborate with a Sagittarius, Aries, or a Leo, all right? This is somebody who is very charismatic. This queen, like, even though she's like sitting on her throne, she helps people. She does not mind helping people. And also when it comes to if you are a Aquarius feminine, all right, you're sitting on your throne. You don't chase nothing. You go after goals. Yeah, you move forward from things, but you sit and you wait for things to come to you. All right, especially if we're talking about romance here. Okay. Now, again, all I can keep saying is that shit is moving quickly. That's all I can say, Aquarius. All right. We have this Eight of Wands here. This is fast communication, movement, rapid change, immediate action, excitement. So there could also be something that you're going towards very in an excited manner. This could be something to do with like your money or your finances. So maybe it's a new job or some sort of like opportunity, all right, that is going to come towards you, and you're going to be called to go to it very quickly. Some of you could be moving, some of you could be traveling. This could be somebody coming towards you. I don't know. But this could also be about like communication. It's a change that is happening rather quickly. All right. Um, you may have a King of Cups coming towards you. All right, this is a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. They are in their higher energy. This is what I love about this reading, and what I see here is that like the energy is high. There's no like low vibrational shit here. Okay, so this is somebody who's very emotionally mature. They're intuitive. They're compassionate. They're supportive. All right, a King of Cups. Maybe some of you are being called to be in a more King of Cups energy, because Aquarians can be head over heart and not as emotional. So maybe some of you are being called to be more like softer and compassionate. Maybe you're being called to be that way towards a Libra, with the Justice card being underneath for sign of Libra, which talks about being just. It talks about being fair. It talks about karma. All right, cause and effect, positivity, accountability, consequence. All right. Maybe for some of you, you could either have a King of Cups coming towards you, or again, you're embodying this energy. And maybe you're finally here because of something that you like did in the past. All right, there's a cause and effect happening. There's a reward is taking place, essentially. I'd have to clarify about that King of Cups, and I ain't gonna do it. But the King of Cups is a good energy. So whether this is you being this way towards yourself, Aquarius, or you being this way towards others, or somebody coming in, and for some of you, it could be somebody coming in that's like this, and you may not even expect it, especially if you're a single Aquarius. You may not even expect it. You can be like, what? This is happening so quick. Especially if you're an Aquarius who just recently had a breakup. Like, you may be like, what? Like, what is this? Cause and effect, good karma coming your way. So just, be open. Be open to that. Or even if you feel from God's Source Spirit Universe that you're being like pushed to be, more gentle and, more kind to others, including yourself, please do that, because I do see that here. There is a balance. It is okay, Aquarius, to be strict. It is okay to be fierce, but it's also okay to be soft and gentle. And what I feel like is here in this reading is your reminder for both, and that it's okay to flux between the two when you need to, all right? Versus more so being like cold or coming off cold, because I have a theory that like every sign, like whatever holiday is like within your like birthday time frame, that it's significant for you and how you are. So y'all literally have Valentine's Day, even though we know the original meaning is a massacre. So don't fuck around with Aquarius. However, in modern day, Valentine's Day is all about love. So I have like a theory that like you, whatever holiday is like during your like birthday season, that you kind of take on those like attributes. So from my experience, like friends wise, lover wise, Aquariuses can, even client wise, Aquariuses are big lovers, and they're lovers for humanity too. So even though Aquariuses can be selfish, they're also very like giving, like they like, I don't know, in a like a wider scale type of way. Okay. All right. So we have be open to change, be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. I'm telling you, there's change that's coming here. There's death and rebirth. All right. So you're being called to be open to change. All right. We have strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. So you could be connected to a Leo or have a Leo placement. If you are, because you can always deny change and then be stuck wherever you're at, Aquarius. So I feel like it's going to take like strength again to move forward from whatever this is, that, or it's going to take strength to accept that like this change is happening so quickly. But it's also going to be a choice. sign of Gemini. You could be connected to a Gemini, right? Decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. We know that air signs in general struggle with decisions sometimes. Gemini, Libras, and Aquariuses can struggle with decision making. So, there's a need to gain clarity somewhere, through decision making. Again, sign of Gemini, because this reminds me of the Lovers in the traditional tarot deck. All right. So, some of you, even though there's change coming, I feel like you're going to have to choose to, like, all aboard. You're going to have to choose to jump on. Because free will, right? So, as far as these oracle cards that came out in this other deck, we have Fierce, stand in your power. Now this isn't a lion, but it is like a wolf, so this reminds me too very much so of strength energy and sign of Leo. Like this Fierce card here, look at her, and she's able to like tame the beast. There's a lot of feminine energy here, but there's also masculine. Okay, so stand in your power. It's okay to stand in your power, especially with this, like, this move forward that's happening. Oh, let me go back. I didn't show y'all our card, I don't think. So, remember earlier I mentioned something about, like, you could be having a change and it could be, job-wise, right? It's because the Nine of Pentacles is here. We have abundance, luxury, financial independence, success, rewarded efforts, all right? Some of your self-worth, because even the Queen of Wands is a very confident energy. Some of your self-worth and self-love is increasing, Aquarius. But also you have like abundance coming towards you as well. So that's why I'm feeling like, there could be a new job or opportunity or something. And that could also increase your confidence as well. So jumping back to this Fierce card, I want you to remember duality, Aquarius, because we have gentleness, compassion, kindness, soft. So you have Fierce, but you also have gentleness here. I think I'm going to read that one to you. And then we have facing fear, courage, inner strength. So again, another card talking about strength, sign of Leo. So change is something that's really scary to you, Aquarius, I feel like, all right? So you are facing fears, but you're going to have the courage and inner strength to get through whatever it is that you're going through. All right? Face your fears. And then we also have rebirth, metamorphosis, and new beginning. So, I mean, I see that here. If you choose to jump on, the train, if you choose to answer that phone call, if you choose to travel, if you choose to change, if you choose to be open to change, if you make the decisions, like, there's going to be some big metamorphosis that happens for you. Some big, like, some new beginnings. So, let me pull this book. Where is it at? Child, where is it at? Hold on now. Does this not have a book? Or I'm tripping? I know you lying. Oh, I was about to say, I know you lying. All right. Okay. So let's do gentleness. Gentleness. My gentleness is a gift to myself and others. Compassion, kindness, soft. This card is firstly an invitation to be gentle with yourself. Remember I mentioned that? And secondly, an opportunity to share kindness with others. Are you stressed out, expecting more from yourself than you are capable of in this moment? Or are you being hard on yourself in an unhealthy way? Can you treat yourself with the same kindness you would show a friend in need? Maybe there is a need for more softness in your interactions with family or others in your life. Have you set up so many boundaries and rules of engagement that others can barely reach you? If you have recently been easily offended, quick to anger, or ready to push others away for not living up to your expectations, it is time to lighten up on yourself and those who surround you. Compassion is loving kindness and gentleness in action. It is the gift of accepting who you are right now. It is allowing others to be where they are without judgment or expectation. It is a friendly presence in the face of uncertainty and suffering. It is the blessing of kindness and caring without attachment to the end result. Where can your life use a little gentleness right now? Affirmation. In this moment, I am offering gentleness and non-judgment to myself and others. Yeah, like, no matter what decisions you're making, no matter what fears you're facing, and especially when it comes to decision making, and if it's going to like impact your family or other people, like, you're allowed to do that for yourself. All right. Maybe that is the way you're being gentle with yourself, all right? Is making a decision like for you. Now, we also have this rebirth energy. Rebirth. There is something being born in you. Create space for its arrival. There is something being born in you. Create space for its arrival. Metamorphosis, new beginnings. When a rebirth is imminent, it is generally tied to a death of some sort. It may happen as the result of a relationship ending, or the end of a job, or even the death of a loved one. Or maybe it's not as obvious as these examples. There are small shifts in who we are becoming that are less noticeable, but these small changes accumulate over time and will eventually result in a larger, more noticeable transformation. There are many opportunities for rebirth throughout our lifetimes. In Egyptian mythology, the winged scarab beetle presented rebirth and renewal. The mythology spoke of the sun being pushed across the sky every day by a giant scarab, the god Khepri. Could be saying that wrong. Khepri. Khepri. If this card has come up for you, it may be a signal that you are at the end of a cycle, or that there is some sort of closure or death process happening in one or more aspects of your life. Often when we are feeling stressed, crunchy is crazy. Often when we are feeling crunchy, stressed, out of alignment, or overly emotional, there is something asking for your attention so that it can be released. The eventual result of this release is the rebirth, the you without the energy that was not serving you. You are or will soon be in a new beginning, a fresh start of some kind. Rejoice at the prospect of rebirth. You are entering the unknown. You are going to grow in new ways. Celebrate your journey. Acknowledge what you've been through and how far you have come. Affirmation. I am ever evolving. I am growing smarter, wiser, and more enlightened in every moment. All right. So Aquarius, this is a really good reading. Like, I really hope that you allow this change to come, because it seems like it's going to be amazing. Like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard or sad for you sometimes or scary, but it's just like, it's really beautiful. So please allow this change to come. All right. Thank y'all for the views. Let's keep this shit up. See y'all next time.